What is up, YouTube? You are listening to episode 60 of Behind the Wall, presented by Perky Jerky. I'm K Jr. 88, and as always, I'm joined by my favorite knuckleheads, Thermite 917 and Pro Bowl 43, and this weekend, we were in the honeymoon capital of the world, Pocono Raceway in Long Pond, Pennsylvania, the Pocono Mountains, for the Pocono 400 and the Xfinity Series Pocono Green 250. Here with the recap, it's Thermite!
Yeah, so the Pocono 400, nice job finding a sponsor. Ryan Blaney got the pole. He led for a while, then Kevin Harvick took over. There was actually decent racing between the top four, which was the 4, 12, 18, and 78 throughout the stage. There were no cautions during the stage, however, so there were different pit strategies under green. In the end, Truex won stage one after a late pass on Kevin Harvick. And it was kind of funny. Joey Logano ran out of gas on the last lap of that stage because I guess they didn't get it full. So, sucks to suck. Going into stage two, Martin Truex had a bad stop, so Kevin Harvick got the lead back. This stage was similar in terms of pit strategy because we didn't have any cautions, but it didn't have as much good racing, so Harvick dominated and won that one. Stage three, not much happened at the beginning other than Harvick continuing to dominate. And then Derek Cope got spun by Kyle Larson with 35 to go. Larson just kind of ran him over. Guess he needed that caution. Kyle Busch won the race off pit road. Then with 21 to go, we had a debris caution from Daniel Suarez. And that really shuffled things up with different strategies. A few stayed out, a few took two, a few took four. So Truex got the lead by staying out, but Hamlin spun a few laps later to bring out the caution. He got loose inside of Alex Bowman. Bowman also got damaged. On the restart, Joey Logano spins Eric Jones, and Ryan Newman also gets damaged. Then we have a little shootout inside 10 to go to end the race, and Martin Truex Jr. wins as Kyle Busch, on his fresh tires, couldn't make up much ground on the restart. So the results, Martin Truex, the winner. Second win at Pocono. Kyle Larson gets second, Kyle Busch gets third, then it's Harvick, Keselowski, Ryan Blaney, Eric Almirola, Jimmy Johnson, Joey Logano, and Chase Elliott rounding out the top 10. Tyler, what are your thoughts on it? What's your rating?
My rating is going to be a 6.5 out of 10. You know, considering we're coming off one of the worst races at Pocono that we've ever seen, which was last year's worst race of the year nominee for our awards show, the 2017 Overton's 400. That was a nightmare. But this was decent. It was kind of one of those typical Pocono races that were like, it's okay, but there's not a whole lot going on. And then it gets crazy towards the end. And that's pretty much what happened. I enjoyed it. It's the most satisfied I've been with a cup race in a while. I don't have a problem with Martin Truex Jr. winning, even though he needs to cut down the bitching as far as blocking goes, because, you know, it's okay for him to do it, but nobody else can. But it's okay. I still like Martin. I'm fine with him winning. Just really happy that Kyle or Kevin didn't win, especially Kyle. Just had to throw that out there. Why not? So, Kane, what's your race rating?
I'm going to give it a 6. And there was obviously some great racing out there, so it's definitely a way better rating than last July's disaster at Pocono. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be any better this coming July, but we'll just have to wait and see. Thermite, what's your rating?
Well, that was quick and to the point, just like you in bed. Anyway,
how would you know?
I apologize. I'm going to give it a 6.5, like you guys said. I mean, it wasn't the worst Pocono race. Even at the beginning, like stage one was pretty exciting. All the leaders were right there, the top 5 cars. Then there was kind of a boring middle part of the race, which you can come to expect for any race, really. And then at the end, it got kind of exciting. We had different strategies. We had a few wrecks. But it wasn't like, it didn't turn into a shit show. So it was like crazy, but not stupid. And Kyle Busch didn't win. So I'm pretty satisfied with this one.
That's pretty good. I like that analysis.
Thank you.
Let's move on. All right, it's that time of the show now. Let's hand out some awards for the Pocono race weekend. So leading off with the classic boner of the week, we've got 2 of them. But the first one's in the Xfinity race. Who was it?
That would be Michael Annett. He spun out early on a restart. Luckily, didn't get much damage, but I guess he probably should have because he ruined Chase Briscoe's day later by getting loose in the tunnel turn. And he whacked that 60 Nutrichomps car right into the wall, and then their days were done. Why are you still at JRM? Man, when is that pilot money going to run out? Come on. Next boner.
Yes, the next boner actually is in the IndyCar race. Yeah, we're a NASCAR podcast. Who gives a shit? We break the rules as we go. IndyCar, the second race of the doubleheader in Belle Isle. Before the race even starts, the pace car pulls out of pit road, and not 100 yards does he get going. He tanks it, spins out to the left, and bangs the wall, and he destroys that beautiful brand new 2018 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1. Oh my god. I mean, it gets funnier every time, but it's also sad. It's like, what? You wreck a beautiful piece of machinery. You weren't even barely out pit road. What were you doing? It was just like this guy gunned it and just, oh my god.
And if you think that's bad enough, the guy driving the pace car, it was like GM's like executive vice president of motorsports or something like that.
Yeah, I bet he feels like a real dick.
Yeah, I guess he was just trying to show off how great the Corvette was, and he fucking just...
That's not good promotion.
No,
it
not so nice driver.
Nice job causing a 40-minute delay, dipshit. Oh, good luck in your meeting tomorrow morning. Next award.
All right, our next award is Dave from Hell, and it goes to Eric Jones, who ran like shit all day long, and then late in the race got spun out by Joey Logano and made some pretty significant contact with Ryan Newman as well, ruined his day, and he ended up finishing 29th. Man, I mean, it's bad enough that only one Joe Gibbs car finished in the top 10 while the other three finished 24th or worse. But damn, Eric, you could have been one of these saving graces for JGR besides Kyle. Come on, man. Next award.
Next award is the...
Oh shit. Straight Jacket Award.
And that goes to Tony Mrakovich. Who are you?
Who are you?
Oh yeah, he's the guy that wasn't allowed to race in the Xfinity race at Bristol this year because he struggled too much in practice. Well, he struggled too much in the ARCA race at Pocono as well. Oh my god. He was driving, the number 11 car for...
Andy Hillenberg. Fast track
Andy
racing.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, that's interesting. He caused some issues out there. Lap 1, he spun on his own. A little later in the race, he spun on his own. Luckily, no contact or no other guys involved in those. Then a little later, he gets extremely loose in front of Chase Purdy, and they make some contact, but they avoid an incident there. But Jesus, get out of the way. He probably should have parked it by then. I was starting to get pissed myself. And then late in the race, he loses it on his own again. But this time he backs into Leilani Mutter and collected Jesse Iwuji and Ed Pampa. Man, just the back marker kings back there, that can't be good for their low-budget teams. But, I mean, that just ended an already terrible day. Thank God he went to the garage after that and couldn't race anymore, but it sucks that he had to take a couple guys out with him. He better go through some rigorous testing before he comes back, both, in the driving department and maybe the drug department, too. Maybe he should see Spencer Gallagher's guy while he's there. I'm just saying, or maybe take some Adderall. I'm going there tonight. But yeah, that was like the Day from Hell boner straitjacket of the year right there. That was just terrible, no good driving all around. So sucks for you, Tony. Next award.
Whew. Well, now coming off of something awful, we got to give some good things out. The Cigar Awards, and we got a handful to hand out for the Cup race. So the first one goes to nobody other than Martin Truex Jr., who got the win. His second win at Pocono, second win of the season. He really fought for this one. It was funny because, after he got that stage 1 win, what happened? His crew bottled it, and it was just classic 78 team. The story of them for this year, really, it seems like they're always screwing up on pit road. And it's funny, I posted a tweet with a video of one of my favorite all-time Scarface clips.
Look, I'm not all right. I pissed, And when I get back there, I'm gonna kick some ass all over that fucking place.
And that's what he did. He ran right back up there, got a little bit lucky when Kyle pit. He didn't have to try to pass him or whatever. Got the track position, head on to it like a champ. So, good job, Martin. Glad you won. Enjoy your cigar. And the next cigar goes to the second place finisher, which is Kyle Larson. And he said it in his interview that they were not a second-place car. He said they were like a sixth-place car or something. But hey, he made the most out of it, and he got more than what he should have. So that's definitely cigar-worthy. Nice job, Kyle. Continuing the cigars, take it away.
All right, our next cigar goes to Eric Almirola, who earned his first ever top 15 finish at Pocono. He finished 7th. That may not seem quite impressive, but considering Pocono is one of Almirola's worst tracks ever, it's a very good thing. And ever since he went to Stuart Haas, you figured, you know what? He's going to start doing good at tracks that he usually struggles at, and I guess Pocono is no exception. So congratulations, Eric. You get a cigar. Jimmy Johnson finished 8th. He's obviously had better finishes this year. He finished 5th last week in the 600, but that's not why he's getting a cigar. For the first time in 2018, he led a lap. I know, it took till the middle of the 14th race of the season during green flag pit stops for Jimmy Johnson to lead any lap whatsoever. He led 2 of them. So you get a cigar. And rounding out the cigars this week goes to Matt Kenseth. He finished 13th. That's not really impressive, but seeing as he ran like shit pretty much the entire day, 13th isn't necessarily bad. And he finished ahead of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. by a spot. Yeah, and you can outrun him. That's a pretty good thing. But still, Roush Fenway, your equipment sucks. Get it fixed. Seriously. And we have one last award. Thermite, what is the award?
Oh boy! Once again, it's that time for the crying towel! And this time it goes to Denny Hamlin, not Kyle Busch, oddly enough. But Denny, he screwed up all on his own, and as we mentioned, he got into Alex Bowman and spun himself out, and Alex Bowman also got damaged, so he was probably saying, "Special delivery, asshole!" But, he was just so mad at himself that instead of having his interview like you would after a wreck, he declined and sped off on his little golf cart. Oh, Denny, I'm sorry you messed up again. You finally don't get a speeding penalty, and then you have to go and wreck the car late in the race. Oh, man. Pocono's not what it used to be, is it, Denny? Enjoy your 35th place finish, bitch!
Bitch!
Oh.
Bitch!
I don't care that he's sad. He's just such a whiner. I know it sucks to wreck after you're having a decent day, but I hate this declining interviews thing. You gotta give the media your time, no matter what. That's what you sign up for when you get to the cup level. So stop whining and running away from your problems.
Oh, hey, but we can't forget about that guy that was cheering on the top of the U-Haul after getting wrecked.
Yeah, buddy!
Honorary cigar to you, man.
You rented a U-Haul just for that, just to taunt Denny.
Exactly, that was the plan.
For 1995, you can rent this motherfucker!
$19.95 the taunt on this motherfucker. Oh,
it wouldn't surprise me if that guy was Santa!
A dirty veteran!
Santa from Martinsville last year. No, you're a dirty dog, Daddy.
Dirty declining interview veteran.
Oh, man, that's great. But hold on a second, though. I mean, we're done with the awards, right? We have to be.
I think there's a chance we might have one more. Kane might be a liar.
What?
Yeah, I think you are, actually. We have one more award, and it's amazing because we're about ready to get into the paint scheme segment, and this award goes to a paint scheme. Chase Briscoe, the Nutri-Chomps car. You remember that awful piece of shit that has run twice this year? And you think, oh no, Nutri-Chomps, they're running it again. But they come out with a brand new paint scheme? Look at this. That's what I'm talking about. This car, while it's not amazing, but at least it fits the sponsor a hell of a lot more, and it's just more visually appealing. Come on, that's great. It is a part of the best paint schemes of the week. So congratulations, guys. I am proud of you for noticing that your car sucks so bad that you had to change it completely. Not make some stupid little alterations. The whole thing is different. I love it. Except for that stupid-ass text that you have to have down there on the side skirt. Get rid of it. I don't give a shit if the Nutri-Chomps is real chicken and pork skin chew. Get rid of it.
Chew!
Chew.
Chew!
Chugga chicken chew. I don't give a shit. Get it, put it somewhere else. Come on now. But I'm willing to let it slide because you made the effort. So we are proud of you. Thank you.
Frickin' Chase Chew Chomp Briscoe. Chicken.
That might have been a reach, but it was still funny. Alright, now it's time for the best paint schemes of the week. And instead of a montage, we'll just go ahead and get it over with quickly. The first one goes to Matt Kenseth. Ford. That's right. Double shot of Ford. Solid looking paint scheme. Right? Come on, guys. Jump in there.
Yeah. I liked it. It looked solid when Kevin Harvick was lapping him early on in the race.
But yeah, we've seen EcoBoost cars for Roush, and this one's pretty good.
Absolutely. So now the next best paint scheme of the week. Another quickie. John Hunter Nemechek's Chevrolet Accessories Chevy. Yeah, just a simple car. I mean, nothing flashy. Just stands out nice. I like the yellow, like the black. Just works good. See? You know, in the midst of all these terrible paint schemes that we had to look at this year, sometimes it's nice just to see a generally simplistic car still look good. And this one does. So, nice job, guys.
Yep, absolutely. Toyota, you guys got anything? No? Okay, moving on.
Thank you, Kane.
Thank you, Kane. And now, as usual, we have a couple worst paint schemes, and no surprise, they come out of the Hendrick camp. Kane, what's the first one?
Oh, the first one was a paint scheme that we actually thought was solid going into the year. It was Chase Elliott's primary Napa Auto Parts paint scheme. But wait a minute, what's that? They changed the design on the rear quarter panel. Why? It was perfect the way it was. Why'd you have to go and change it in the middle of the season? They couldn't even get the wrap all the way around. Why? Oh.
I think even Chase was pissed off about this. Chase, what you have to say about it?
I don't know. I just hate it for my guys that they gotta look at that at every pit stop. You know, obviously the guys at the shop, they do us any favors, and you know, when the girls see me slinging my dick in this, they're gonna look away like, ew, man, that ain't cool. So yeah, just hate it for my guys, hate it for me, hate it for my family, hate it for everybody at Dawsonville in the pool room. Yeah, don't be sounding the siren for this, please. Thank you.
The thing of it is, that quarter panel is pretty shitty.
Oh man, that ain't cool.
Enough about that atrocity. We still have one more. Nick, to lead it away.
I'd be happy to. It is William Byron's UniFirst Chevy Camaro. Another random mid-season change for this paint scheme. It used to be decent. It had a white number, it had some good flow to the base scheme, and now it has a black number, and they add this weird lime green section in the middle that, like, it's just at a weird height. It's just there to be there to, like, fill in the space, and it totally breaks the flow. We like a good flow on this Perky Jerky show. See, I even rhymed. That was good flow right there. But this car has none of that. It's weird now. I don't know. I don't really see anything I like about it. The green's cool, but it's in all the wrong places. Not to mention, Tyler told me that they didn't even have all the Goodyear logos on in practice. I guess they ran out of all their lime green. They had to use it all for the base scheme, but fortunately they had it for the race. But yeah, this car is a disappointment. All of Byron's cars have really been quite a disappointment, so they gotta get their act together.
This car went from being one of their best of the year, and then they just go ahead and like, oh, we gotta throw some more random shit at it to try to make it look better. Yeah, right, okay. Really, I mean, they had something there, and then they're just like, oh, let's just go ahead and fuck it up. Like, why? Ugh, Hendrick, god damn it! Does somebody have a ficus?
I do! Want to piss for it?
Yes, I'd like to piss on your ficus.
Not to mention, they still are messing with the A-pillar even on this one. The original had it, but it was different, and now this one, you know, they just kind of reversed it a little bit, and they have the little white strip by the windshield. Stop it!
Stop that now!
No!
No! No!
You know, I hope Byron is first one day, but this paint scheme is last.
You were just dying to say that, weren't you?
In the last 5 seconds.
Nick the pun king. Like to punch him in the face.
Good one.
But we're done with this. Get it off the screen. All right, now it's time to recap the fantasy results from Pocono. And Kane, once again, is your winner after picking Martin Truex Jr., who won the race and got 57 points. I come home in second, picking Kevin Harvick, who finished fourth and got 52 points. Nick finished just 1 point shy of me, picking Kyle Busch, who finished third and got 51 points. And Damani rounds out the rear, picking Kyle Larson, who got second, but only got 43 points. So that might be a first. I don't want to go back through 59 previous episodes to figure it out, but we picked the top 4. So that's nice. Give ourselves a pat on the back, you know. I know Damani's not here. There we go. You heard it.
Nick.
Absolutely. So Damani, who we'll give a posthumous pat on the back for. Posthumous, I'm saying it like he's dead, but he probably is. But he did make his pick, so here it is.
Fuck you, John Mayer.
All right, Nick, you're up. Who you picking for Michigan?
I'm picking the 2-mile king of recent years, and that is Kyle Larson.
Eat my shit.
He's good at those tracks, and I think he's going to win. He needs to win this season. He's been the best running Chevy, so I think this is the week for him to do it. Kyle Larson. Next, whoever you are, Tyler.
Thank you for that lovely, creepily intro there, Nick. I'm going to go with Brad Keselowski.
I know I could pound those woodcutters down your throat.
Makes sense. I believe that's his hometown. Penske, you know, likes the Detroit area, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. They could do it. I mean, they've just kind of been there this year. I mean, hell, they'll break through at some point. They got to, right? So Michigan will be a good place to do it. Do it. Maybe help me out. Not that I want to see you win, but, you know, whatever. Whatever works. Kane, make your selection.
Kyle Busch.
Hell no, fuck you.
No explanation needed.
Pure talent.
Everything's great.
All right. Moving on. Well, that does it for another episode of Behind the Wall presented by Perky Jerky. We know you were enthralled. I was. Nick, I think you were too. Kane,
I was
you're
happy
always
to be back.
Whatever. I mean, this show is more sloppy now that you were, so thanks a lot for that. But Kane, he's always excited. For the money, HT. For Kane Jr. 88. He went to DQ twice and almost missed the podcast taping. Gotta love Kane. He's always at the DQ getting himself a small Dairy Queen cone and then dropping it and crying. For Thermite 917, he's allergic to pistachios, and I said it twice last week that he was picking them. It was very inappropriate for me to say, so I apologize now. Just kidding. I mean, if you would have been picking pistachios, you would have blown up like a balloon, and I would have laughed. And for myself...
I forgive you. You jackass.
I don't care. That's me, Pro Bowl 43. I don't give a shit.
I hope you get hit by a car and it's Austin Cindric.
Ooh, he went there.
Ooh, big man. Man, I'll tell that joke again while I'm in your bed with your wife, so... All right. So, this has been Behind the Wall. You've been Behind the Wall. Perky Jerky's delicious. You're damn right. Give us our check, and we'll see you next time. That was a hole for his dick, just like Ricky.
Yep.
Had to have somewhere to put it at the end of the day.
Ricky was the hole for Danica's dick.
Wait, what?
What? Oh my god! Danica's a she-male?
Yeah, I said it. She's got a dick. I like that. That was good.
Yeah.
That was really sweet.
Thank you.
I don't know what that was. But, what the hell was that? That's a beach cat. All right.
Every time I do that, you say that, and it's just funny every time.
I know, right? Thanks. I'm like that.
It was Michael Annette. That was mine.
Oh.
Pay attention!
He's doing the first one. I'm doing the second one. And you're doing Dave from Hell.
Next award is the...
Oh, shit. I mean, I'm not used to it. I'm used to myself doing this.
I mean, that could sum up Tony Marakovich's day.
Yeah.
Oh, enjoy your 30 plates. Ah!
Go.
And now, Perky pistachios.
Perky pistachios. Oh my god, I hope they do a joint venture now.
I'd have to move on from the podcast. Like, I couldn't be associated with a pistachio product as our sponsor.
Just doing the podcast would give you the hives.
Yeah, it probably would.
Oh man, Nick, you are such a weird individual.
I know.
I know.
I know. I know. I